the letters. Since we're dealing with more straight edges, more geometric lines, then we're going to use the lasso tool. Oops. We're going to go in and get to as closest as we can to our area. What's going on here? As close as we can get there. Something's wrong with this. Excuse me, folks. I'm just having a little difficulty here. Oh, here we go. Yes, get as close as possible, as close as you can to the edges of your desired selected area. And if you want to get, if you just want to do this once, you don't want to do another bypass, then I suggest for you to go and select as best as you can. If you don't mind going through it another time, going through another bypass, and refining that selection, then just eyeball it. Let me add part of the selection since I didn't get all of it. I'm gonna go ahead and add a part of that selection. Add more of that selection. And to do that, we just went up to onto the toolbar with the last tool and hit add selection, and here we have the selection added to our selection. Okay, now so we're going to fill this area with black, the selected area, so we can reveal the silver chromatic aspect of the car, the lettering, its texture. And we're going to do the same thing with the L. Use the lasso tool, select as precise as possible, so that we can have a nice crisp edge at the end of our metamorphosis, at the end of our process. Just select, click, and clicking, and there you have it. Now for the black, and there you go. Now we're gonna do the same thing. Do the same thing here with the number one, but we're going to, after selecting it, we're gonna subtract a selection. So first we're gonna do the whole thing, and then we're gonna take out the middle, because we want the middle. We want it to stay as it is now, the color of the car. So we're going to select just the general area, go all around, and select it. Just click away. But remember, being precise. Precise as we possibly can. I know there's going to be some times where we made a few mistakes, not precise enough, but we can always go back and refine that selection. Remember, since we are adjusting, editing this image non-destructively, we can always go back and edit. Always go back and edit. Just about that. Now we're gonna go up and click on the deselect, subtract selection, sorry. We're going to subtract at the middle, so that we only get the silver part of the number one. Now just click, get in there and click. I can't emphasize this enough, but always be precise. We want as much precision as possible. Precise, precise. If you want just to do it all in one swipe, then I suggest and get it right the first time. If you don't mind going back and swiping it and going by one more time, bypassing once more to refine your edges, then by all means, go ahead. I mean, I do this all the time. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. It just depends on the timing you have. So now we're going to fill it with black once again. And you can see I have a little red spot still showing up. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go with my brush, and with the white brush, I'm going to bring some of that yellow back, so that red spots can go away, and we only show the yellow spots. And this brush, by the way, I am using a soft brush. Try not to use hard brushes unless it's necessary, but for the most part, we want soft brushes. Soft brush, soft strokes. I'm getting in there too, getting some of the yellow back. This is one of the advantages of having a non-constructive composition. We can always bring back. It's never permanent. We don't have to go back and restart from the beginning. We just keep going. Bringing back some. Revealing. Taking in, taking out. Unconstructive work. And this is the best work that we can do. As graphic designers, this is ideal. Okay, now let's step back, look at our image, see how it looks. It's looking fairly nice, really well. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna select these highlights to bring out the exposure, to bring out the highlights, the light that is being reflected off the image. So first, what we're gonna do is go to adjustments, select levels, and the panel pops up, and we're gonna bring in the blacks, some of the whites, bring in blacks again, midtones, just the midtones. There's that. A little bit more. Yeah, it looks good. See what we do here. And for this, we want to select the whole thing, the whole image, to adjust the whole image, to bring out more value in the image. Not too much, just bring out some value. And this is why we had the layer mark disabled, the mask layer disabled. So now we're going to go to color range, and we're going to select the highlights to bring them out a bit more. So select the highlights, And to keep adding color, just hold the shift button and click. Click and you'll be adding color to your color range. Just click. And whatever color you don't want, just hit the Alt button and you will get rid of that color. Click and add color so you can have more range of color, in this case highlights. You want to bring out the highlights. Bring out some of the highlights in the chromatic letters. Bring them out. And we're just gonna lower the range a bit. Fuzziness, raise it up. But that's fine. Click OK. And now we have our color range, our color selected. Now what we're going to do, we are going to go to our adjustment layers. Once again, adjustment layers. Working undestructively, and hit exposure. Now the gamma, we're gonna raise it up. That feels right. Now we're gonna go to offset, raise it up a bit. And last, gamma correction. That feels about. That feels good. Let me adjust the offset, see how it looks. That looks good. Now here's the gamma, exposure. That looks good. Let me just adjust this a bit. That looks great. Now we can see here that our highlights are now exposed a bit more and looks a bit more realistic, opposed to having our first encounter. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to blend the highlights with the actual midtones and shadows. So when I went to blur tool and just I'm going to blur some of this up so it can blend a bit more and make it have a smooth transition between the shadows and the highlights and the midtones. So just whatever you feel looks good, leave as it is. If you feel you need more blur it out more. If you feel that's good, then by all means, leave it that way. And just more, I'm going to blur more because I want a smooth transition. I want to blend this as much as I can. It's looking good. So now we have here our color. It's already been changed, and this is before and after. The red without the exposure, the original image as it was originally, and this is how it is now with our effects set and ready. Come to think of it, it looks a lot better this way than it was originally. And there you go. It's not that difficult. It is a little bit time consuming, but at the end you have a great result. Thanks for watching, and this was a tutorial on how to change color of an object. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and see what you can do.